Open innovation is the realization of the power of collaboration. It is a result from the partnerships we form not only in industry, but also through universities, professional organizations, and the community.
Dixie Chemical is a 70-year-old chemical manufacturer started in Houston in the late 1940s. We've been in the Bayport Industrial District since 1967, so about 50 years here in Pasadena, Texas. Dixie's core markets are thermoset materials, fuel and lube additives, and paper sizing. One of the things that differentiates Dixie from others in our industry is the level of community involvement and industry involvement that we have. And so by taking an approach of open innovation and taking an approach of community engagement and employee engagement, we can get people involved and we create a spirit and a culture of engagement and culture of collaboration.
At Dixie, we realize that we are not able to solve all the world's problems by ourselves. With the partnerships we have formed, we can come up with newer and better ways to be part of the solution. In the community, we see opportunities in STEM education, youth development, and workforce development. We work together with Pasadena ISD schools to provide not only funds, but human capital to work on STEM education by providing science experiments and opportunities to experience science in new ways. We work on youth development by volunteering time and funds to Boys and Girls Harbor for a STEM Day and by sponsoring Boy Scout troop activities. We work together with ECMA Workforce Development Committee to reach out to different high schools and colleges to engage students in telling them about how great industry jobs are. The best part of my job is being able to interact with so many members of the Pasadena community. Since I am born, raised, and still an active member in the community, it is important to me and to Dixie to utilize the wonderful resources we have here.
One of the key aspects of the social license to operate is to be sure that we're putting back into the community. So as a good neighbor, but also as a good community steward, we need to make sure that our employees and our company are doing right by the community and contributing. And so we try to do that through engaging and inspiring our employees to engage in volunteerism. And our view is that in most cases, the employees who live in the community have a very strong understanding of where the needs are, and so they can often find very good areas for us to contribute.
I was at work and received a volunteer opportunity to judge a science fair and/or represent Dixie at a local high school to discuss careers in the industry. It got me thinking about the volunteering I did showing kids small experiments when I went to San Jacinto College. These events really piqued the kids' interest in the STEM fields. I reached out to Dixie asking if they would support something like this. Without hesitation, Dixie provided 100% of the funding for the event. A local gym came with us and put on an obstacle course to show the kids how important physical activity was and how much fun it can be. During the course, we noticed a lot of the kids were out there in flip-flops. They knew they would have this event, but flip-flops were their only shoes they had. I asked Dixie again if they would support a shoe drive by providing drums to put shoe donations in at our church. Not only did they provide the drums, Dixie challenged the employees to bring as many shoes as they could. In total, we got 251 pairs of shoes and 40 pairs of socks.
Dixie has branded itself around the concept of open innovation, and most of the work that we do in that area is really around product development and developing new technologies. But we really have also extended the concept of open innovation into areas like community involvement as well as environmental projects. And so, for example, we worked on a challenge that we had relative to site-wide flooding and utilized and worked with people like Armand Bayou and Wildlife Habitat Council to convert an area that was overrun with Chinese tallow into a prairie, into a coastal prairie. So we have basically utilized people that knew more about that subject in order to develop a prairie system here to help reduce flooding on our site.
Well, Armand Bayou Nature Center is adjacent to the Pasadena Industrial District. We have been neighbors for over 40 years. And Dixie Chemical contacted the Nature Center in an effort to try to create and enhance habitat on their property. They were interested in trying to improve a little parcel of land and create a coastal tallgrass prairie on it. And I had a chance to go and visit with the folks at Dixie and actually had an opportunity to talk to their staff and employees about coastal prairie ecology. And we walked through their site, walked through their area, and just kind of shared some ideas about maybe how to proceed to improve the habitat on their property. Habitat loss is the single biggest environmental issue that we face worldwide. And here in the Houston metropolitan area, it's particularly problematic. Harris County is the most densely populated county in Texas, and there are lots of us living close together here. And our human footprint has expanded for our homes, our businesses, and our industries. So every small parcel that we have that we can preserve that habitat benefits nature in an area where increasingly that type of wild real estate is hard to find.
Dixie's core areas of interest in supporting the community are in areas of development, and they're particularly in the area of workforce development, youth development, and STEM education. Those are the core areas that we feel that by investing in those types of areas that we can develop a better workforce for the future and develop a better community that we live and work in.
Garfield Elementary has had many successes and growths over the last few years. Of those triumphs, some of the most impactful have been due to our collaborative relationship with Dixie Chemical. Dixie, through funding, has allowed us the opportunity to build capacity within our staff by attending the Response to Intervention Conference coming up in September. Dixie Chemical has also provided funding for the purchase of materials for use by our science teacher to create hands-on experiments for our 3rd and 4th grade students. Students have been using science, technology, engineering, and math techniques, or otherwise known as STEM, in the classroom to learn about various scientific concepts, and now they have the chance to test their hypotheses using hands-on materials. Another area of collaboration between Garfield and Dixie Chemical has been providing the means for our gifted and talented students to attend iFly for a field trip last year. This opportunity allowed students to connect real-world activities with science they learned in class. Garfield deeply values the vast amounts of contributions that Dixie Chemical has done for our students over the past 2 years. It's been a great experience building our students' capacity for STEM activities through the generosity of Dixie. We look forward to continuing our partnership with Dixie Chemical for many years to come.
One of the critical aspects of being in the chemical manufacturing sector is understanding that you have a social license to operate and that you need to do things right for your employees, for the community, for the environment. Those are all part of your overall responsibilities.